Funny Car winner Robert Height stepping into the media center for his press conference.
As Robert's coming up, I'll give you a few stats on Robert. This is his 4th win of the season and 4 final round appearances, 22nd of his career. It's his first at Bristol Dragway, and you set the national record for speed doing it. That's got to feel pretty good. You guys were really on it tonight.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Finally get Bristol. It was funny. We were joking around that all the races that start with a B, we just had terrible luck. Brainerd, Bristol. But we turned this one around, and what better time to do it than with Ford now as the presenting sponsor of this race. But if you look at what we had to do it, Ron Capps, first round, he's coming back. He's got great crew chiefs now. And my teammate, the points leader, and, the guy that's been in the last 4 finals, Mike Neff in the 2nd round. That was a huge race. And, it was unfortunate we had to race that early. And then, in the semis, a Rend, who's already won a race this year, and Beckman that's won a couple in the finals. So it wasn't an easy day. Really, really appreciate the fans sticking around. One thing I said after the semifinals, and it's a quote from the movie Smokey and the Bandit, which Tom McKernan from the Auto Club, he always says this. And, once we finally get to the final here in Bristol, I said, man, we didn't come all this way to go home with empty pockets. And that was the truth. So it worked out for us. Speed record, that is huge. I've never had a record. I've made the quickest run at 1,000 foot, quickest runs at quarter mile, never backed them up. Never had a record, speed record or anything. So I know the speed record is no points or anything, but there's some bragging rights, and it's great to have it with the Auto Club Ford.
Open up for questions.
Robert, what was going through your mind when Mike Neff, the last couple of races, he's been pretty tough, and that car is a proven winner with John Force last year and Neff the year before. How did you focus on that race?
Well, like Larry said, it's one big team. Neff and Jimmy really work close together, all winter, and the setups on these cars are very similar. And we just struggled a little bit, and Jimmy's been tweaking it. And I really give Jimmy a lot of credit for coming here this weekend and sneaking up on it. He knew he could run big numbers, but on the night runs, we just played it safe, went down the track, and we made 8 great runs. But when we needed it the most, Jimmy pulled it out. He had some confidence, and we got Neff. We made our own chassis in the fab shop this year, so I'm driving a car that's identical to his. And, it's unbelievable to drive. It leaves straight. It is so nice. But no doubt about it, that car that Neff drives and the way he tunes and drives, it's cool to have a team like this. We've, this is 6 races. 6 of the 9 we've won. And, this time of the year, it's unreal. And, the way Jimmy Prock looks at it, we're just now getting started. We're just now getting the hang of this. So going into the summer months gives you a lot of confidence. And I love it that we're going right into Norwalk this next weekend.
Did you feel that you were on a record run, 316 miles an hour compared to 310? Most people would be like, well, how could you tell the difference? You being in the car all the time, did you feel that extra speed?
The only thing you can feel, yes, it pulls all the way to the finish line, but the best and nicest thing there is the sound of that engine. It is singing. When it's running 316 miles an hour, the RPMs are way up, and it's just, when the engine's happy, it's got all 8 pistons still in it at the other end. That is music to your ears. It's so hard to. I wish everybody in this room could sense that sound, because it is unbelievable when it runs that fast. What the engine sounds like. It's music.
Robert, you mentioned the summer months coming up. You guys obviously won this event with the weather changing constantly. What type of confidence does that give you now that we're entering the summer months?
Oh, it's great. We made the quickest run yesterday in the heat, a 416, and Jimmy said, it would run that 416 again with, a 10-degree hotter track. So confidence is huge, and I love when you have confidence that you move right into another race. You don't have to, take a week off, and you just go right at it. The crews, they're all into it, and you hit your stride. And this is the time to do it. We've got to get everything right and be ready for the countdown, because as cool as 4 wins to this point is, the system we've got, if you don't do do it and get some wins in the countdown, you're not champ. And that's what we're shooting for. We're going to work the bugs out and get this thing perfect to where we hit the ball, hit the ground running come Indy.
Any follow-up questions for Robert?
Thank you, guys.